Yo, what's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint, back with another CGC Spotlight. This is the segment where we like to look at key issues, talk about the book itself, why it's a key, how many are graded, and what the value is. So stay tuned and we'll get right to it. Alright guys, here we got an Incredible Hulk 181 graded at a 9.0 by CGC. This is definitely the biggest Bronze Age key of all time and one of the most sought out key issues ever. It's the first full appearance of Wolverine, your boy Logan, aka James Howlett. So this book was released in November of 1974. It's a Len Wein story. It's a Herb Trimpe and Jack Abel art, Herb Trimpe cover, and it's not the first time we see Wolverine. His first cameo appearance was actually in the issue prior, Incredible Hulk 180, where he's got one small little panel on the last page. And there's a couple other issues that are scattered around that have that same image as kind of a promo to the coming of Wolverine. This book is super hot right now, especially with the rumors that Disney is acquiring the Fox properties, X-Men and the Fantastic Four. This book has more than doubled in value from this time last year. So let's go ahead and look at the census to see how many graded copies of this there are, and then we'll take a look at GPA and track some of the sales. Alright guys, so when I talk about the CGC census, CGC keeps track of every graded copy of every book that they do, and they have it on a census. So you can see how many books are graded total, how many are graded in each grade, how many are restored, signature series, whatever. The only flaw to that system is that it doesn't take into consideration if I crack this, get it signed, go get it graded again, that I took this out of circulation and it has a new number. So the numbers are skewed a little bit, but it's still some pretty good data. Now, from what I understand, this book, along with like Amazing Spider-Man 300, are the most graded comics that CGC has ever done. The total amount that they have graded on the census is 11,146 copies. This is a Bronze Age book. Other books in 1974 don't go anywhere near the premium that this book goes for. It's one of those things where it's not supposed to really be as valuable as it is because there's so many out there. But with supply and demand, people are willing to pay for it. People are willing to hold out on this book, so that's why it sells for such high numbers. Now, looking at a 9.0, which is very fine / near mint, there are 747 blue label unrestored copies out there, 21 that were qualified with a green label, which means it could be missing the Marvel value stamp, or it could be, I don't know, I forget what all the things that make up qualified. The green label has 72 signature series in a 9.0, and that could be multiple SIGs, one SIG, whatever. And there are 51 restored, which have the purple label, which are frowned upon in graded comic collecting for this age of a book. So you have in total 891 total copies that were ever graded a 9.0. Like I said before, some may not still be 9.0, some may have got cracked, pressed, hit 9.2s, 9.4s, or whatever, but that's how much they've graded in total. So that gives you an idea of how many 9.0s are out there. So, with that being said, let's take a look at what 9.0s sell for. Alright guys, I use a site called GPA. It's gradepointanalysis.com. It's a subscription-based site, which means you got to pay for it every month. I pay about $11 a month to use it, and I get my money's worth because I deal in a lot of graded books. It's kind of how I afford all these things. GPA tracks the sales of every CGC graded book in every grade off of eBay. The only problem with that is there are other auction houses out there like Heritage, Comic Link, Comic Connect, which have big sales of big books, and they usually break eBay records. But for whatever reason, GPA doesn't track those sales. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes there. But GPA is still a great tool. It's not the best tool. It's not the end-all, be-all, but it is a great tool. So, looking at 9.0s. The first thing I like to look at when I'm looking at a book, if I want to buy it or sell it or whatever, I like to look at the 90-day average, and I look at how many sales there have been. Looking at the 90-day average, based on 9 sales, has sold for $5,658. Then I like to look at the last sale. The last sale was $5,094. Now, that average means that there's been sales higher, there's been sales lower. This year, the high sale, which was actually 2 sales ago, was $7,500. Now, there could be various factors to that. Page quality plays a part in that. A lot of people will pay a premium for white pages. This one, I believe, is off-white to white or something like that. Yeah, $7,500. The next sale, $5,094, averaging $5,600. And that's this year alone. Now, if we look at the high sale of 2017, the high sale was $3,600. So this book has pretty much doubled in value based on high sales. I mean, the 12-month average is $4,385. So we're about $1,300 more on the 90-day average than we are on the 12-month average. Last year's average was $3,190. So you can see how much this book has grown in just a short period of time. This book is actually an anomaly because it always goes up every year. A lot of books fluctuate up and down depending on what's going on in the pop culture, right? If there's a movie coming out or a TV show or a new series or whatever. This book always goes up, but with that merger from Disney and Fox, it's skyrocketed. This, X-Men 1, Giant Size X-Men 1, Fantastic Four 1, all on the up and up, bad time to buy, good time to sell. Just playing around with GPA, I also like to look at surrounding grades because sometimes there's huge jumps, right? If I want to buy a book, the average for an 8.5 is $4,600. The average for a 9.0, $5,600. So you're going to pay $1,000 for that extra half a grade point. Jumping up to a 9.2, the average is $68.47. So you're jumping up $1,200 to go from a 9.0 to a 9.2. When I go for big grail books or whatever, I like to look for a sweet spot right before the price per grade point gets too crazy, right? So let's say grade point jumps 500 every grade, but then all of a sudden you have 1,000 jump. I'm going to go to that grade right before the 1,000 jump. You know what I'm saying? This book is huge. I mean, you have Wolverine on the cover. It's his first appearance. He's fighting Hulk. You got Wendigo in the background as well. Very iconic cover. It's been paid homage to multiple times by other artists, cover swipes, or whatever you want to call them. And a must-have for Wolverine fans. You might want to wait till the Marvel-Disney merger dies down if you want to buy one of these. However, we still have some years before that comes out and before we get any teasers of Wolverine. So this book is going to keep going up. Anyway, that's all I got for the CGC Spotlight. Keep on the lookout for more. Make sure to like on the way out and drop me a comment. What are your thoughts on Hulk 181? Also, subscribe to the channel for more CGC Spotlights, along with other daily content, whether it's a recent reads, an omnibus haul, a statue unboxing and review, live shows, Comic-Con coverage, you name it. We do it all. And also, make sure you join our Facebook group, The Geminites. So check us out on there, and y'all stay minty fresh. Peace.